Welcome viewers to the 2024 EKS season finale, which is taking place here today at Three Sisters Race Circuit in Wigan. Three Sisters is the fastest kart circuit in the country, and it's one of the most historic venues too, with the club layout having been built back in 1978, and that is the layout which we are using today. For the first time in EKS history, the junior drivers are racing separately to the senior drivers, and in this first race we'll be seeing the junior drivers take to the circuit, with Jack Simmons starting on a pole position, courtesy of putting it on pole in the one-shot qualifying. Luke Scarborough will be starting alongside him on the front row. Luke is an indoor driver making his EKS debut today, and that is a very impressive qualifying lap from him, and he's got Charlie Foster starting behind him on row 2, with then Lilia Scatchard alongside Charlie in 4th position. Archie Prattley is starting up in 5th position, and he's alongside another series returnee in Salvador Newman. And then we've got our newly crowned champion, Jamie Tyler Gooden, starting down in 7th. He's joined on row 4 by Jake Saunders, and then you've got Dylan Fitzhenry and Liv Metcalf starting together on row 5, and they are ahead of Noah Hadwin, who's starting down in 11th.
Ready to get underway for the first junior race of the final rounds of the second season of the EKS. For the first time here at Three Sisters, we are ready to get underway. Eyes on the lights, and it's lights out and away we go. And a fantastic start for Charlie Foster off the second row of the grid. Lilia Scatchard moves over to cover off Archie Prattley into the first corner as everyone at the back tries to stream through. Prattley 3 wide very briefly, with Luke Scarborough, Jamie Tyler Gooden going through on the inside line and finding a way through as well. So Prattley falling down the order somewhat as they make their way through the left-hander, now making their way to the top of the circuit. Next up, the longest straight on the EKS calendar, then they will hit their brakes. Charlie Foster looking to attack for the lead of the race. Lilia Scatchard getting involved as well, and here comes Jamie Tyler Gooden making it 4 wide very briefly all the way into the lead of the race. Jamie Tyler Gooden, newly crowned champion here at Three Sisters, makes his way into the lead of the race, and it's Jack Simmons who falls down the order all the way to the back of the grid, Luke.
Yeah, that's really unlucky for Jack Simmons. He started on pole position, but he got pushed wide there going into turn number 6, and he's dropped all the way back to 10th position. Yes, that's a lucky for him, and there's a kart wide there as well as we go through the final corner. Joey Dunlop corner, that is Luke Scarborough, who started second on the grid. He's fallen a little bit down the order too. He's now running in P7 as they come across the start-finish line at the end of lap number 1. It's Jamie Tyler Gooden then, who is in the lead of this race, as Archie Prattley is side by side with Luke Scarborough, and he has got Noah Hadwin, I believe, that he's on his inside. He does indeed. It's now Jack Simmons. He's coming back through the field now, having dropped down to 11th place. He's cut back up the inside of Archie Prattley. Now he's on the inside, Noah Hadwin too, as he head down the Conroy Straight. So like I say, it's Jamie Tyler Gooden who's in the lead of this race. It's Dylan Fitzhenry, I believe now, who's up in 2nd position. He got Salvador Newman pushing him down the back straight. You can see that from this drone shot. And then it's Charlie Foster running in P4 as we now head through turn number 6. Archie Prattley now, he's got more karts coming past him. That's Liv Metcalf going around his outside. That's Jake Saunders as well on his inside. Jack Simmons has managed to break free of this whilst it's going on. Now still side by side as they head down through Joey Dunlop corner at the end of lap number 2. Jake Saunders, he is now through, and Archie Prattley, I believe, is now down to P10.
So at the end of the second lap of the race, Jamie Tyler Gooden's ahead of Dylan Fitzhenry and Salvador Newman. Your top 3, Charlie Foster and Lilia Scatchard, broken off from the leading pack. They're just a little bit further behind, but having a battle in their own right. They'll make their way down at the Conrod Straight for the 3rd time in this race, and we've got a change for the lead as Dylan Fitzhenry finds a way through on Jamie Tyler Gooden. Now following him through as well is Salvador Newman. So both of them finding their way through and getting ahead of Jamie Tyler Gooden, who falls down into 3rd position on this lap. So frustration for Jamie Tyler Gooden, but the way this circuit works, the fastest circuit on the EKS calendar, I'm sure the slipstream will have an effect later on. Charlie Foster, by the way, overtaken by Lilia Scatchard on this lap as well. Noah Hadwin trying to keep on the back of this train, all of them trying to catch back up to our race leaders as they cross the line once again. You'll see the change in order to confirm Dylan Fitzhenry ahead of Salvador Newman and Jamie Tyler Gooden. Luke Scarborough has gained a position on this lap as Archie Prattley is in all kinds of trouble as Jack Simmons has got past him. Now Luke Scarborough trying to get past him as well. Prattley carries a little bit more speed on that inside line and squeezes his way through as well. So Archie Prattley, all things considered, doing a bit of firefighting after falling down in this race early on, as Jamie Tyler Gooden looks for the lead of the race again. It's all kicking off here in the 5th lap or so of this race. Tyler Gooden back to the lead. Blink and you miss it.
Yeah, every time you look away, you look back, and 3 overtakes has happened in the pack that you weren't looking at. So Jamie Tyler, he's gone from first to third and back to first within the space of 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Archie Bradley is side by side with Jake Saunders towards the back of this grid. This race is very quickly split up into packs. We've got the pack of 3 at the front with Jamie Tyler and Dylan Fitzhenry and Salvador Newman. Then you've got Lilia Scatchard, she's together with Charlie Foster and Noah Hadwin. And then you've got this 5-way fight for P7 with Jack Simmons currently at the head of it. You've got Luke Scarborough just in front of us on board Archie Bradley. Now look at that slingshot that Jake Saunders has got. What a drive that is, coming out of turn number 6, going down the Rogers straight. He just went straight around the outside of Archie Bradley, but he's now gone wide, and Archie Bradley, he's back up his inside as they head through Luna Bend. So Archie Bradley straight away gets 9th position back, and then you can see from the reverse camera of Archie Bradley, you've got Liv Metcalf. She is side by side with her good friend Jake Saunders now as they head down the Commonwealth straight into turn number 6. Liv Metcalf, she is back through and up into P10.
So approaching half distance in this race, and take a focus back in on the leading pack as they cross the line once again. Jamie Tyler Gooden still ahead of Dylan Fitzhenry and Salvador Newman, as you see it all kicking off further behind. There's been a contact as Jake Saunders, I believe, there just went into the back of Liv Metcalf slightly. He's now broken away from the pack as they are almost 3 wide through the first corner of the racetrack. Archie Bradley will go back on board with him, sees Luke Scarborough go through on the inside line. Liv Metcalf as well goes through. Jack Simmons still comfortably in at 7th position at the front of that pack. I say comfortably, very loosely actually, as Bradley sees the number 2 car to Jake Saunders back ahead of him. Now he's caught back up using the slipstream. Bradley will try and make it 3 wide as they head down the compound straight, and it seems to be that Bradley just about loses out as Liv Metcalf tries to attack Jake Saunders on the outside line. Will have to go the long way round if she's to do it. Saunders can't quite get it collected up, gives Metcalf the opportunity, and now Bradley still stalking this fight, and they're still side by side. Saunders gets the better of it. Now Archie Bradley with a chance to go through on the inside line, does exactly that through Joey Dunlop corner and finds his way through on Liv Metcalf. This is changing every single lap.
This is absolutely brilliant. This is the battle, by the way, to not be last. This is such a great battle towards the back of this field as Jack Simmons, where's he going? He sends out the inside of Luke Scarborough there, going into turn 2, and he's just gone miles wide. So Jack Simmons, he's just dropped back down to 9th position as Jake Saunders is side by side with Luke Scarborough. Now Jack Simmons trying to capitalise on that, and he's now back through and up into P8. I think Luke Scarborough got it a bit skewed with there. He was going very defensive into turn number 3, got it a bit wrong, and he's lost a couple of positions here. Now Archie Bradley is coming past him, and now Liv Metcalf, where's she just come from? She's flying past the both of them down the Commonwealth straight. As they head now down into number 6, Luke Scarborough, he goes in deep. He's now back down to P11, and Archie Bradley is through up into 10th place. But looking back towards the front of this field from this drone shot, you can see it's Jamie Tyler who's in the lead now ahead of Salvador Newman. Dylan Fitzhenry, he's dropped back to P3, but these 3 carts are very much glued together, very much in each other's slipstream, and this is a very, very powerful factor at Three Sisters as they head now down onto the Commonwealth straight. The slipstream is immensely powerful going down here. You can see Dylan Fitzhenry, he is giving Salvador Newman a bump draft here. They are both in the slipstream of Jamie Tyler Gooding. Can they get the run on them here as they head into turn number 6? They are glued to one another, bumper to bumper, and it's Dylan Fitzhenry who's got through on Salvador Newman there. Hard to tell if there was contact there on the apex of turn number 6, but Dylan Fitzhenry, he's through up into P2. Can he now get through on Jamie Tyler Gooding? He goes defensive into the final corner into Joey Dunlop corner. Jamie holds on for the time being. Now can Dylan get the run in as Jamie goes defensive once more? He's going to have the inside here for Paddock Bend, but Dylan will have the outside for turn 2. No, it is Jamie who holds on indeed. He's up the inside again. Is Dylan Fitzhenry with Salvador Newman still on his back bumper. That's great battle there for the lead of this race.
Yeah, crazy stuff, considering Jamie Tyler Gooden had almost a second in hand, literally, on at the previous lap. Now Fitzhenry will try and attack him once more as Tyler Gooden has to go somewhat defensive down the straight. He's broken off from the train. Salvador Newman will look to get the slingshot effect to make it 3 wide. He goes down the inside at least for 2nd position, but just goes a little bit deep into the corner. Can't quite get it collected up as Dylan Fitzhenry on the inside line is able to hold on to 2nd spot. But look at the gap that's opened up for Jamie Tyler Gooden already in this fight. Newman to the outside line, looks for the switchback move through into the first corner, gets a bit of an overlap, but can't quite find a way through. It is Jamie Tyler Gooden looking very good to take the win of this race. Bradley then still going at defensive from Luke Scarborough, who's fallen to 11th position in the last couple of laps. Liv Metcalf has managed to get a little bit further down the road as here goes Scarborough on it. The inside line will try and get ahead of Bradley into the first corner and does. Jack Simmons, meanwhile, has got past Jake Saunders on the previous lap as well as we look to package up and find our leaders once again as they will make their way into the drone shots shortly. We'll be keeping an eye on that as it started to rain a little bit as well, and there are the leaders, and it seems to be that Salvador Newman has taken advantage of that as Tyler Gooden was into the water for a moment. That'll make his tyres so tricky, and so he will almost fall. He has to defend into Joey Dunlop corner from Salvador Newman, who's alongside him into the first corner now as Dylan Fitzhenry goes through on the inside line. Somehow Jamie Tyler Gooden, a very fortunate man, still in the lead of the race, but now he finds himself deep and onto the grass on the right hand side. It allows Dylan Fitzhenry to get into the lead of the race. Salvador Newman looking for second position, and Jamie Tyler Gooden, struggling for heat in his tyres after hitting that water a moment ago, has fallen all the way into third.
Yeah, it all kicked off there. I saw some spots of rain on Archie Prattley's onboard, and then we saw from the drone shot all the leaders were going off. Jamie Tyler Gooden went cross country coming out of turn number 6, almost went around the Valley circuit. That's the owner driver circuit here at Three Sisters, but it is now Dylan Fitzhenry who leads the way ahead of Salvador Newman. You've got Jamie Tyler Gooden on the back bumper of them as they head down to Joey Dunlop corner, and that's Salvador Newman going for the lead of the race. Up the inside he goes of Dylan Fitzhenry with 2.5 minutes left of this race. They're now side by side as they're going across the start finish line into Paddock Bend. Is Dylan going to get it back here? Dylan backs out with there, and Jamie Tyler Gooden, he is through around the outside of Dylan Fitzhenry. Great move that was by Jamie Tyler Gooden. You can see what was going to happen there. He hung it around the outside of Dylan, and he's back through into P2.
Well, it's been greasy all race long, and now just starting to be a little bit more damp as Jamie Tyler Gooden struggles feathering the throttle through that corner. Now looks for the lead of the race. Everyone looking to slipstream, and Tyler Gooden's got to run this for the lead of the race back. Will have to go to the outside line. He looks almost for the dummy move, looks to go the long way around though. Now to cut the lines across and get back through into the lead of the race. It's Tyler Gooden who's forced the long way round. Will become the inside for Joey Dunlop corner. Should be the move that takes him to the lead of the race, and by the looks of it, it is. So Jamie Tyler Gooden into the lead, but for how long? It's going to be Salvador Newman now in second position. Dylan Fitzhenry falls into third at the end of that lap, and with 1 minute 35 seconds to go, we've only got 2 laps left of this one.
Yeah, this is great racing here at the front. These 3 drivers very much have broken away from the pack here. You've got Lilia Scatchard, she is in P4 at the moment. Noah Hadwin is catching up to her though, so he's going to come into the action. Unfortunately, we've got no onboards in that region of the race. Charlie Foster's dropped back a little bit. He's running in no man's land in P6 at the moment, and then you've got the Archie Prattley battle in P7 and downwards from there as Jamie Tyler Gooden, you can see from this drone shot, goes defensive against Salvador Newman, and Salvador Newman meanwhile goes defensive against Dylan Fitzhenry as they go past Lucy's Valley on the left down to the final corner. We've only got a minute left of this race. I believe there's 2 laps to go by my maths. It is Jamie Tyler Gooden who's holding on for the time being ahead of Salvador Newman, with Dylan Fitzhenry right behind in P3. None of these drivers have much experience around here at Three Sisters. Salvador did one practice session earlier on today in the wet, but he is now on the inside of Jamie Tyler Gooden as they head down the Rochester Straight into turn number 3. Is Salvador Newman going to get through here? Is Dylan Fitzhenry going to capitalise on this too as they briefly go out of shot as the drone navigates around the floodlights? They are 3 abreast coming out of Luna Bend on the penultimate lap of this race as they come back into shot. Who's going to be in the lead? It is Dylan Fitzhenry who has made his way through past Jamie Tyler Gooden, who's now running in P2, trying to get straight back past him. Those heading to turn number 6. Can he squeeze through? Just about. There was a tiny little gap there as they headed into turn number 6, and Jamie Tyler Gooden, he's back through into the end of the race, but Salvador Newman as they come back into shot, he's back in on the action. He's now on the inside of Jamie Tyler Gooden as they head down into Joey Dunlop corner to begin the final lap of the race. It is Salvador Newman who is through, and Dylan Fitzhenry is now side by side with him as they head to the start finish line. You can see the last lap board being held out by the marshal, and Dylan Fitzhenry, he is now through on the inside of Salvador Newman, and Jamie Tyler Gooden, he is back through on Salvador Newman. These are changing positions faster than I can say. Jamie Tyler Gooden is now on the inside of Dylan Fitzhenry on the final lap of the race, and he is back through into the leads.
Here we go then, as you see Dylan Fitzhenry back on the inside line. Jamie Tyler Gooden, last chance to try and get through as there'll be 3 wide. Once again, Salvador Newman on that inside line. Jamie Tyler Gooden hoping to brave it, switches the inside line very late, then back to the outside line. Just looking for something of a way to secure this race win. And Dylan Fitzhenry slots back into second position after a brief challenge from Salvador Newman on that outside line. Into the final corner they go on this last lap of the race, and it looks like Jamie Tyler Gooden will emerge unscathed. He's already the champion, and he wins the first race here at Three Sisters. What a drive for him, what a battle between those drivers. It's not over yet though, as Archie Prattley still trying to battle with Luke Scarborough for second from last in the race. They're going to make their way into the final corner very shortly, and it looks like Archie Bradley is going to go on the inside line and just about squeeze his way through as well. That was an unbelievable race here at Three Sisters.
Yeah, it was a great race at the back as well. Archie Bradley's just come across the line actually in P8 ahead of Luke Scarborough. Jack Simmons lost a couple of positions on the final lap there. He's dropped down to P10, and it's Jake Saunders who's just come across the line there in 11th place. But what a race that was. That has to be one of the best battles for the win we've ever had in the EKS. It was like a game of musical chairs. They were changing positions at every single corner. What a race that was, and what a great drive by our champion, already crowned champion, Jamie Tyler-Gooden. Jamie Tyler-Gooden ended up taking the victory then in that race by 0.3 seconds ahead of Dylan Fitzhenry at the finish line, with Salvador Newman less than half a second behind him in P3. Lilia Scatchard ended up finishing where she started in P4, whilst Noah Hadwin went all the way up from 11th on the grid to P5 at the finish. Charlie Foster ended up finishing in P6, whilst Liv Metcalf managed to break away from the pack of karts towards the back of the field. She ended up finishing in a comfortable P7, with Archie Pratley leading the pack of karts across the line in P8 ahead of Luke Scarborough, and Jack Simmons went across the line side by side with Jake Saunders with only 0.012 seconds covering them at the finish line. We can head now up to the balcony where Yusuf bin Sahal is with the top three.
Jamie, how are you still breathing after that race?
I don't know, the slipstream is absolutely insane, so us three had a great battle. And it showed last lap like twice, and then the finish flag came out, but I managed to win, so...
I'm guessing you were really, really scared when you thought it was the last lap, but it was actually the penultimate lap, and you had dropped down to third.
Yeah, it actually benefited me that there was actually one more lap, so I was third, and then I managed to get back up into first, so...
Well, Jamie, absolutely fantastic job, and congrats on the race win. Dylan, that was absolutely ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
You seem to be getting absolutely insane runs coming out of turn 2 every single lap.
Yeah.
Were there any plans for the last lap? Because it felt like it was almost like Spa, where you didn't want to be leading going on to the last lap of the race.
I tried to get him on the straight and he just couldn't. Kart didn't have enough in it.
Fair enough. Do you think another lap maybe, or was it just pot luck every lap?
Pot luck.
Well, Dylan, fantastic job. Congrats on second, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Salvador, for a moment, I thought you had it. You looked so close.
I thought I did as well. It's like, saw the last lap board twice. So I was alongside Dylan, like right at the end. I was too focused seeing Dylan to see that it said last lap again. So I thought it was checkered flag, backed off, realised it didn't go checkered, and I had to catch back up again.
That seems like some stuff going on there to me.
Yeah.
I think you should get like an extra half a point.
I agree.
What's the plan for the next race? Because it's probably going to be the same kind of slipstream fest.
Yeah, just try and keep near the front, because at the start of that race, everyone at the front car just got dropped back. So I think just trying to avoid that, stay in the lead, and try and basically do what I did last time, but just actually win it this time.
Well, an absolute fantastic race, Salvador. Get yourself a nice break, and we look forward to more of the same in race 2.
Thank you.